Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope forecast for week commencing the 20th of January for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you're new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you would subscribe. This week begins with the Sun just on the cusp of leaving the sign of Capricorn, and by Tuesday it makes its way into Aquarius, the 11th sign of the Zodiac. It is fixed, it's governed by Saturn, the same ruler as Capricorn, but also Uranus. Now that's ironic because immediately this week the Sun goes into a right angle with Uranus in the sign of Taurus. So both are fixed, and that can lead to a sustained approach, but also it can lead to a little bit of inflexibility. So one of the things we can do to deal with the potential for tension that this right angle does create is just try to go with things a little bit. But certainly the Sun moving into Aquarius, where there is already Mercury, does give us an opportunity to think more socially, to pick up the speed of things when it comes to our interactions with others. Mercury is also going to be forging a brilliant angle to Mars in the second half of this week. This gives us a clarity of thought in Aquarius, where Mercury is exalted, and Mars in Sagittarius is very much about expansion. So we could find ourselves traveling with friends or communicating with people at a distance. Now, Mars does continue its semi-sextile with Jupiter, which is brilliant. So if you are applying for jobs at a distance or in a different locality, this can be a very helpful influence. It gives us a sense of encouragement. Now, there is going to be a new moon which occurs on Friday in the sign of Aquarius. Of course, it's still squaring up with Uranus. So for the following month, our social plans and ideas need to take into account that perhaps someone close to us, a friend, or may have a different take on something, a different approach to finances, or perhaps we are going to reevaluate our values, which is governed by Aquarius, but in the physical sense by Taurus, because that's to do with everyday money. Now, it is also true that Venus in the last 2 days of this week is going to be aligning alongside Neptune. And also Mars does go into a right angle with Neptune, and therefore also with Venus, as this week draws to a close. So if there is somebody that we're drawn to, that we find very attractive and very alluring, it's probably best, especially if it's something that's moving quite quickly, Mars in Sagittarius, quite swift energy, that we just kind of really assimilate what this might be about. Venus conjunct Neptune can be a sign of true love if people are lucky enough to meet when this is happening, but it also can see us kidding ourselves about how good someone is, or someone we can put on a pedestal, we find out that actually they've got clay feet just like the rest of us. So it is important to understand anything to do with details, clarity and trust as this week draws to a close. But this friendlier vibe is coming in through the guise of the Sun and Mercury in the sign of Aquarius. Your specific forecast, Cancer, shows on Tuesday the Sun travelling into the deepest, most penetrative part of your scope, one which is very much to do with transformation. There's probably been a lot of discussions over the last month as we've had this big stellium of energy in your sector of relating. Some people may have spoken up, perhaps you've had your say. I think what the Sun and Mercury are asking you to do now is to reflect on what was really meant. If you are someone, and there's every chance you are, who's deeply interested in metaphysics, that interest can really grow over the next 4 weeks. Uranus, the planet of surprises, is asking you to be open-minded about the type of people or situations that you can link to. But it does clash with the Sun this week. I just feel that around a group dynamic, if someone is a bit inclined to get into the politics of something, it may be something you want to steer clear of. However, Mercury does forge a crystal clear angle to Mars. And this can give you both the drive and the clarity to do well with a business proposition or just marshalling your personal finances. Also, Mars continues a great angle to Jupiter, the planet of luck and growth. So you can work well with people, particularly if you are given the opportunity to provide some kind of tangible input. If you're not closely involved in any kind of interactive situation, the chances are that you'll get bored. But if you are thinking about holidaying or booking something for later this year, the combination between Neptune and Venus as the week draws to a close can really capture your imagination. And you may be checking out somewhere quite exotic, a place you've never ever been before. Or it could be that you take in a show or a film which helped to move your senses. And this can be really cathartic, especially if you have got quite a lot of practical strands to deal with, but you will need to make sure that you don't take your eye off any of the key ones of those. If you'd like to elevate your knowledge way beyond your zodiac sign and learn what the next 12 months will hold, please see the link beneath this video. You can order your 12-month horoscope forecast and your character analysis and get 30% off. But for now, good luck and goodbye.